This movie was like a remake of Just a Little Sin. Yes, Just a Little Sin of the Mount Zion Faith Ministries. But thank God in this case, the writer was wise enough to add in some more spice. I mean, it's okay, right? Hello everybody, my name is Oris Daniel, gospel film reviewer and critic. I'm very happy to bring another gospel film review to you all this afternoon. So as usual, sit back, grab a popcorn, grab a bottle of soft drink, and let's talk about the movie. The name of the movie I'll be reviewing is titled Living But Shattered. It's a Lily Rem Productions and it was produced by Adesanyo Samuel, directed by Adesanyo Samuel, written by Adesanyo Samuel. The DOP on the set was Ayomide Ola, edited by Ayomide Ola, makeup artist Ireti Ayo Afolahan. Sound was done by Taiwo Adebayo. So the movie features cast like Rotimi Amodu, who played the pastor, Temitope Craig, who played the pastor's wife, and then Samuel Adesayan, who played God, acted as the Holy Spirit, and then Temitope Ogunwole, who played the sister, and then Adebisi Adedotun, who played the devil. So before I finally read the movie, let me just be giving you a brief summary of the storyline. It just tells the story of a particular sister who was living rightly with God, not until she deviated. She was a music minister and she was called up all around the world to minister. She was still under God's cover, not until she met a promoter, which her pastor advised her not to accept. She met a music promoter that made her deviate from the path of God, and then she was lured into sexual sin, and then her whole ministry shattered. It also gave an illustration of how a lot of us are clay in the potter's hand, and then when the potter makes us, we surrender ourselves to the devil to destroy us. It was the movie was kind of advising people not to rush out of God's preparation room. I think that was the moral lesson of this movie. That's all I'll be telling you about this movie. I must tell you, it's a great one, especially the message and the cinematography. I must tell you, it's a great one. Straight up to the things I love and things I did not like about the movie. As you all know, it's a review, and I'll always be here to give it to you all straight up as it is. I love the cinematography, costume, except that of the doctor and the patient. I mean, the doctor never put on a lab coat. Neither he never put on a lab coat. I mean, he was shown more than twice in the movie, but he never put on a lab coat. So I did not like that. The patient as well was wearing her normal clothes. We all know when you go to the hospital, they give you a kind of attire different from your normal attire. The patient was putting on her normal attire, which I did not like. The message was powerful. I love the message. Acting of the devil. The devil played by Adebisi Adedotun. He killed that role. He played it excellently. And the girl also, Temitope Ogunwole, who played the sister, she was so emotional. She cried almost all through the film, and she did it perfectly. And so the other lady who acted with the devil and God as well. So the movie wasn't predictable. I love that. Then the makeup of the devil was okay. Straight up to the things I did not like about the movie. Sound. The movie had sound problems in the sense that some parts we couldn't hear what the characters were saying. Next thing was that the makeup was too mechanical on Temitope's mom and God. I mean, the makeup wasn't professional on those characters. Next thing was that this movie was too long, 2 hours and above. It got to a point I was like, can this movie just end? I've learned the lesson. So the movie was just too long. I wish it was shorter and cut shorter than that. Next thing I did not like was that it was like a remake of Just a Little Sin, even though, like I said earlier, the writer put on so many spice on the movie, which I really appreciated, and I think there's nothing wrong with that anyway. Next thing I did not like was that the angel who played Mercy didn't act well at all. He didn't connect to his role. I didn't feel him playing that role, Angel Mercy, well. There were so many grammatical errors in this movie. The pastor's wife should have been more professional in her acting. I think she did not put in, she was like she wasn't really serious with the role. It was like she was forced to take up the role. I couldn't connect to her role as the pastor's wife. She was not up to my expectation. I think she should have done better than that. Next thing was that using the same girl for the illustration with God and the devil, and then using a different girl rather from the girl in real life. It was a kind of contradictory, and it was confusing. I wish they used the same girl to do that the Potter and God illustration instead of using another different girl entirely. There were too many characters in this movie that one would almost forget the lessons in this movie. Also, what is the likelihood that the devil would take her to the green pasture and leave her there knowing that she has a great destiny? I mean, the first time the devil captured her, he should have destroyed her by then. The devil wouldn't take chances like that on somebody with a great inappropriate destiny. He gave her another chance. The devil gave her another chance. He left her in the pasture and went again, not until God came and rescued her from the hand of the devil. Next thing was that some people were showing in the park scene, and I believe some characters were not supposed to show in the park. I didn't like where God and the devil were struggling for this for the soul. Some people were showing in the park scene, in that scene, which I think is inappropriate. The movie was too emotional. From the beginning to the end, people were crying all over. The movie was just too emotional. I didn't really appreciate that of the film. I wish they gave me a little relief from that emotional, from the emotions of this movie. The last thing was that the movie had a terrible end. I didn't like the way the movie ended. I wish God should have rescued her. I mean, she should have shown me a bit of how she picked herself, her broken pieces, and picked herself up. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end I'll be rating this movie a 7/10. Go check it out. I advise you all to go check it out. It's a brilliant one. Thank you very much for watching this movie review. My name remains Aris Daniel. Of course, keep your fingers crossed for more gospel movie reviews from me. Bye for now. I'll see you all later in the next one.